Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. So I'm very happy to announce that I am officially a funded trader with Alpha Futures. Alpha Futures has been on my radar for quite some time. They have a sister company on the Forex side, and I thought to myself, this is a great company that I want to be a part of. And so I kept waiting and waiting to pull the trigger of when I'm going to trade with them. I've only heard positive things, and that's why I thought to myself, let me wait for the stars to align before I get an account. And so this past week, they had a really awesome 30% off sale, and a portion of the proceeds were actually being donated over for mental health. And for me, if you haven't been knowing or if you haven't followed me long enough, I am a big advocate for mental health, big advocate for emotional well-being, and just really taking care of yourself. And so this was the biggest reason why I decided it's time to pull the trigger and start trading with Alpha Futures. So with that being said, I picked up 3 of the 100K standard evaluation accounts, and within 2 days of having them, I was able to pass the accounts. So 2 of the 3 evaluation accounts have met the profit target. However, my 50% consistency rule is a little skewed. So coming into Monday of next week, I'll be able to fix that and then become funded with those 2. And then for the last final account, I was able to meet the profit target of $6,000, and my consistency rule is correct. So quite literally after I met the requirements to become funded, they emailed me saying, hey, you can activate your account now and get started trading. So that's exactly what I did. I signed the contract, I paid the activation fee, and I became funded. So for today, same day of passing, I was able to place a few trades. I recorded the whole session, so I will include it in the second half of this video so you can see my thought process of me taking my trades. Why did I move my stop? Why did I take my profit where I did? That kind of stuff. So make sure you stick all the way through and watch it to the end. But for the first portion of this video, I just want to talk a little bit about Alpha Futures and then show you my ProjectX. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right in. So as I mentioned a bit earlier, Alpha Capital, the sister company, the Forex side of the world, was launched back in November of 2021. And then 2 years later, they decided to create Alpha Futures, and that is when it launched. So safe to say that they're going to be here for quite some time, and that it's going to give us traders peace of mind that they're able to pay out. But I do want to talk a little bit about the accounts that they have to offer. I will not go too into depth just because I'll make a separate video about it. But the reason why I chose the account that I have is specifically because of the drawdown to profit target. So I picked the standard plan of the 100K sizing, and the drawdown is $4,000 to $6,000 profit target. Now you might notice that other firms have a bit lower drawdown, anywhere between $2,500 to at most $3,500. The most basic number that they usually pick is $3,000. So for just $159 a month, not including any discounts or promotions that they have, you already get a little bit more drawdown room to save yourself from, maybe any extra losing trades that you might have. Now, if you want a little bit more drawdown, the 150K goes up to $6,000, and the profit target is 9K. Now, for me personally, I felt comfortable with the 4K drawdown. It's more than enough. It's a little bit less than the profit target as well, and I do not need all 10 contracts. So this is perfect for me. I thought that this was a great deal, especially with the recent sale. So that's why I pulled the trigger on the 100K standard plan specifically. If you don't want to spend $159 or $239 before any promotions, $79 a month for the 50K is pretty reasonable. The drawdown to profit target is pretty standard like other firms, but I will say that the reset price is lower than other firms from what I've seen too, and it is all end of day drawdown. So it's still a really great bang for your buck. Now keep in mind that all the accounts, standard or advanced, will have an activation fee, but if you do end up purchasing an account during a promotion, the pricing in total is still pretty competitive to other firms that offer almost the same thing. But keep in mind, you still do have a better drawdown to profit target compared to other firms too. Before, Trade Day was actually the #1 firm when it came to drawdown versus profit target, but recently they have updated it where now it's just kind of competitive and standard with other firms. So that's what I wanted to showcase from their website, talking a little bit about their plans and when they launched. And then this is my ProjectX. So as I mentioned, the next slide that you'll see in this video is going to be real-time trading and seeing why I took the trades that I did and breaking it all down real time. But this is the trades that I placed on ES, and then just to show you on NQ as well, this is the trade that I placed there. So this one was more of a quick scalp, and I manually exited because I just didn't like the chop, which I'll talk about in the upcoming video you'll see. And then for ES, I was able to hold it a bit longer for at least, I want to say 15 minutes, give or take, maybe 20 minutes. And so I was able to capitalize, make a good amount of profits on my first day on the funded of $644.10. Locked myself out because it's a Friday. I don't like to trade Fridays, and I'm all done. So these are going to be my risk settings that I'll be using moving forward. My profit target, honestly, it's just a random number I picked. I wanted to make it simple, so $4,000 times 40% was $1,600. That's more than enough in one day. So I figured, let me just use that and not try to like do anything else crazy. Daily loss limit at 1,000 because I wanted to do half of the $2,000 daily loss limit that they give me. Now, if I ever hit if I ever hit Alpha Futures set daily loss limit of 2,000, it's just a soft breach, so I don't lose the account. But I wanted to do 1,000 so that I can give myself more days to be able to trade this account. And then my normal 1 to 2 risk parameters for my risk to profit brackets. So that's everything I wanted to show you as far as my ProjectX. And now let's go ahead and show you my live trading. So I'm in a position on ES right now, but I just want to quickly show you a position I had opened on NQ previously, and then I manually exited. So I got into this NQ long position, had my stop about 10 points below here at 16.75, and then my TP up at 54s. I just wanted to see price run up to this previous 5-minute kind of, I guess you can call it resistance level. Currently 10 a.m. now, so I wanted to see a little bit more push to the upside, maybe try to come back for this high candle, the New York high session candle. But the way that we've just been consolidating back and forth here just wasn't giving me enough conviction to continue to hold. So that's why I manually exited this NQ position right here at 33.75. Just didn't want to hold it anymore, honestly. Just didn't really like the chop. Didn't want to deal with the chop, as you can tell. I'd rather move to ES because ES is actually making some leeway. As you can tell, I entered into a buy on ES here. And let me pull up that position right now so you guys can see. But just trying to target this higher time frame candle body, the top bar of the candle body right up here. I may close the position again as well. Just if I can get a 1-to-1, I most likely will close the position. Maybe I'll just do a break even. Debating about it right now. But I do like the break, the retest of this previous bullish momentum candle break, and we might have a retest again here before we possibly break higher. So that's why I'm still holding, and I haven't moved my stop loss up. So we have this huge supply zone, and I would want to get at least into 50% of it if we can. If I do end up, maybe I'll trail at this point, like try to go for 50% of the supply zone, but we'll see. So it could be equal highs or like a double top here. But after a V-shaped recovery, I just want to see if we can push into this 15 supply with a little bit more strength. Might be asking for too much, just given, like it's been pretty slow with how price is moving and everything. But let's see, let's see what we can do from here. If we can hold this break and retest, might add another contract, but let's see how we kind of react right here. Actually, if we go from, right here, same amount of build, we might be able to push up just a little bit more, but this might be the top of our second leg on the 2000 tick chart. Look at the 1000, same thing as well, same amount of leg. So so far, higher lows, higher highs, and I would like to trail this. So far we are holding this, which I do really like. I do really like that. Might scale into another contract here. This is a 5-minute, 2 more minutes in this candle. I'm probably going to scale in one and then take one off.
Order filled.
Like this. something like this. Because I do like how we're holding. So yeah, if we can potentially get the move up right here, gonna trail into this position. So let's see how we kind of react. Continue to try to break these highs. V-shaped recovery, try to go for a new high of day, and further push into this 15-minute supply. I like on the 2000 tick as well. This could be the next leg up. So might have to exit around 63 actually instead. But we'll see how price kind of reacts as we start to push through the 60s here. If we get strong momentum, I'll potentially hold up to 65 for my first exit. But if we have some weak move up, 63 might be my exit instead. So 63, 65, and then our runner, I want to try to see if we can trail it all the way up to 70 if we could. And we are breaking the high. Beautiful, beautiful. So break and retest is working so far. Let's see how we approach the 63s. There is a momentum push. Beautiful. All right, we're going to trail this higher. And we're probably going to scale one off here as we break 63. Okay, we're going to hold it back on 63 now. At first I wasn't going to, but I think it's safe enough to go ahead and do that. I feel comfortable right here for now. Might have a retest as we come lower. Let me check the 2000 tick chart. So here's our next leg. See if our next leg would be something like this. Maybe one more push into 65, and then I will trail tighter. I think I might even move to 60 on this final position. See if we can re-break 65 once more, and then I will trail to beneath this guy right here. Okay, there's 65. How are we reacting right now? How are we reacting? I haven't dropped my stop loss yet because I want to trail in profits. But yeah, 65 is not giving me the pull I want. I want to see a strong push through it. We just tapped it so far. I want to see a strong push through it. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I am not going to take it lower. I feel comfortable here at 62.5, even if we get filled at this 400 order block. Because we could always retest 60, right, where we broke out of. See, we have our doji, indecisive around the 63s right here. And 65 is making it hard for it to push. So I think I kind of want to move my stop even tighter if we have indecision. I haven't dropped my stop yet. I'm holding it because I'm debating either I leave it where it is or I trail it tighter. And then I'll just be done on the day. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take this one regardless. Moved it up to 63. Okay, and we are stopped out in profits. So pretty happy with that one. Pretty happy with that one. You can see here that this is my qualified account, aka my funded account. So there we are, breaking through that 400 block at 62.5, which is where we were at my original stop. So now we are retesting that breakout on the 15-second chart and even further. So pretty cool. I'm glad we took profits where we did. We could continue to push up to at least 50% of the supply zone, but I am totally done on this account. Let me actually lock myself out because this is a great way of going into the weekend. Average win and average loss. It's my first trading day. Great. And 3 trades. So one on the NQ, which I explained was just a quick scalp, and I manually exited because I just didn't like the way that price was still in that chop zone, and I didn't want to wait around in the chop zone, so I exited that position. And then for my next 2 trades, oh sweet, so we can see what that was. So 337 on the first contract that we exited, and then 175 on the second contract that I exited. So pretty awesome. I really am enjoying Alpha Futures so far. I'm also really enjoying the ProjectX platform. I've been using ProjectX now for quite some time, since it actually launched, I think like a year ago. But at least with firms, I've been starting to use ProjectX more if they offer it versus using Tradeovate. I think Tradeovate is a great platform as well. It's my OG platform. It works perfectly on all my devices, but I just enjoy the settings that ProjectX has to offer. My own peace of mind, everything is good to go. I've made 644 on a Friday, where Fridays are not usually my best trading days based on past data points from past accounts and my numbers. So I'm very, very happy with my overall performance across all prop firms, and especially this new funded account that I quite literally just passed earlier this morning, and then I activated like right before starting to trade it. And here we are, already up 644 on the day. So going into the weekend, like very content with my trading, my emotions, my mental from all firms, from all my trading the whole session. So very, very happy about that. So there you have it. That is a wrap on my first day for my brand new funded account with Alpha Futures. So far, I'm loving the process, I'm loving the team, and I'm loving what they stand for. And hopefully I can continue to trade well, get a payout, and make a video about that as well. If you guys want to try out Alpha Futures, right now I believe it is 10% off any of the accounts with my code. But as any new promotions come about, it will automatically apply the best discount as always. Thank you so much for your time and support. I wish you guys nothing but the best and the most success in all that you do, and I will see you all in the next video.